Hello, beautiful. Welcome to the well. In talking about our wounds this month and how deeply the feminine really shows us our relationships, and our mother wound shows us our relationship with our feminine, right? So today we're going to talk about, within our journey in the feminine, how do we heal the masculine in our life? And a lot of times this relates to our primary relationship, and it can also relate to our relationship with our inner masculine. But today we're going to talk to you about your primary relationship and how it affects your relationship with your partner, to really look at how your relationship with your mother wound is carrying over into your life. So in order to really deeply feel into this in the way that it's going to be most beneficial, we want to activate our heart chakra, the vortex of our heart. And in doing that, we want to deepen our breath. So go ahead and just give yourself that moment to really connect on that inner level, to understand where we're going to be going with this today. And just breathe that breath of life. And, inevitably, any anxiety, any concerns, uncertainties, they pop up when we start to actually tune into our heart. And it's not like they're just arriving. It's just that you're present enough with yourself to realize that they've always been there. So just do that and just start to breathe your breath. And I want you to ask yourself, where in my relationship do I feel unhealed? What's going on with my communication, my listening, my revealing of my own wounds, my expectations upon my partner and upon myself? And I want you to just connect with the divine source within you. And I want you to just say, show me where I am broken in this regard. Where am I broken? Where am I bringing my brokenness to my primary relationship? And just scan your field of that. And ask yourself to really see what's true, not where you've been offended, not where you are dissatisfied. We can deal with that at other times. But really dealing front and center with our broken spirit. And notice my broken spirit, it kind of has a stabbing, it's so true. It's so true. And most people can't get to that depth. And just, go from your waking day to teach me about my broken spirit. But we're going to do that because that's how we microshift. And the power of the well is the quantum field, where the personality has a lot of mirror ball facets, right? To who you really are and who you are in this world. So if you keep fixing one little facet at a time, one a day, you really get serious about it's the little things. It's not just, we want to tackle the big ones. How do I trust more? How do I self-love? How do I feel worthy? Right? It's they're fantastic, but they're huge, and it's easier to chip away at, where am I broken in my personality? What's my patterning where I mess up? Where's my impatience? Where's my intolerance? You might be the most tolerant person for like humanity in general, but the most intolerant person when someone crosses you, right? So it's really getting back into the flow of like, where's my flow align with how I can be a really healthy woman and not be triggered and not be overwhelmed and so far run into the ground that I can't ask myself these really serious questions like, where am I broken? So I'm not really seeking the laundry list of your brokenness, but maybe the big flare, like the one or two things, like where do I really suffer on a daily basis in my brokenness? And examples of that are, it's kind of usually the more mundane things, like I'm not happy with my weight. I don't speak up. I just stay silent and let everybody else have their opinions. I put myself last. I put myself on the back burner. I don't ask for help. I want to do everything on my own. Those are like valid brokenness issues, right? And then when is the last time you even asked yourself some of these things? But this is the time you do it. It's like, I'm not expecting that you just heal it today. I'm expecting that by hearing the words that are downloaded through me, that you can open your heart to see something a little different than it was before we started this recording. So try to get at something that's niggling at you, like, I'm concerned about my waistband, right? And you can say, that's just so trivial, Allie. It's like, it's not. How long has it really been since you felt great in your clothes? Some of you have different body types, and it's not where you put your stress. So, when is the last time I sat down and I really tasted my food, without thinking of the next thing I got to get done? When's the last time I really listened to somebody without creating my response while they're talking to me? There's no patience in formulating your reply or your rebuttal. Even in like a normal conversation, are you already thinking about, are you rushing through life? Where are you wounded? And I'm just going to sit here with you, really asking you, breathe now, breathe now. There's no perfect breathing. They're going to tell you this is the perfect breathing. The perfect breathing right now is your breathing. Is that you put some emphasis on the inhale. You slow it down. You make it longer than you usually do. You might even have like a little pause gap before you decide to exhale. And make sure that while you're exhaling, it's longer than you usually give yourself a chance to exhale. And I'm just going to sit here with you while you breathe. And can you be vulnerable enough in this now moment to give it the time it needs to just at least let something rise in you that you need to shift without thinking about, changing, stopping this recording or getting up or taking this recording to the bathroom with you. It's like we just got to make this time where we're at the well. We got to make it sacred, but at the same time, you can still be present while you're on a walk. And if the only time you have today is to do it while you're doing dishes, do it. But breathe slowly while you're listening. And really let yourself feel the anxiety that comes up when you're facing yourself. And coming back full circle to where we started, in your partnership, and if you don't have a partnership, it's your inner masculine, Are you taking the time to be fully present with you so you can be fully present with them? Because I promise you, there is this part of you that's inner directive of the masculine. It's the compass. It wants to know where you're going. It wants to help you to get there. But if we're not honest about where we're broken, our feminine can't really deal with the masculine elements in our life. It's very interesting, but we don't really have the vulnerability, trust to be raw enough. And so what I'm really asking you today is we're closing out, we're getting closer to the end of this. And how comfortable are you being in the stillness of where you can really see, where am I flawed? Where am I broken? Where do I not feel in touch with my feminine? And ask it multiple times. And this might be one that you find is so real for you that you have a lot of facets of brokenness that you just hide really well. And so if no one's going to ask, I'm not going to tell, right? So I'm asking today. I'm really actually asking, can you face what is not healed within you so you can change the face of your feminine in your outer worlds? Because it's literally going to do that. The more you understand and identify your own brokenness, you'll start healing the imprint that you got left in your childhood with all the different ways that we relate with our mom. You know, like some of us have really messed up situations. Some of us have really amazing situations. And some of us just have a pretty normal childhood. But all of us have an imprint of our trauma, depending on our sensitivities and depending on our circumstances, our experiences. But you are uniquely you. And the more you can kind of dip in that toe to the well and think of the well as the waters of the stories of you, which is your fascia, your support system, the more you can stretch into your body's brokenness. Oh, I'm tight here. Oh, I've got a lot of pain here. You will start to see that those pains are backed by imprints of your trauma. And if it's on the right side of your body, it's going to be that masculine. And if it's on the left side of your body, it's going to be that feminine. And if you can start to really address your brokenness, you can assess your body where it's broken. It might just be your feelings in your heart. I just want to open up the conversation with you today, that dialoguing with yourself through breath, you don't have to have a solution, an SOUL-lution today. I just want to open up the conversation so we can really dive in deeper and deeper and deeper into the next few days of I want to heal. I want to make sure I'm always breathing deeply, you know? I'm not talking the heavy breathing you do in yoga, but I'm talking fully, right? Whew, really breathe in and then hold and then exhale. Let this be an experience for you of presence. And I think one of the most fruitful ways that I heal in my life is that I'll allow myself to be witnessed. And so showing up on video, it's not that easy for me, so I do it. I have a long way to go, but I do it. I'm trying to do it more. Trying to share personal experiences. One, because I'm a very inner dialogue with source energy person. So I get so much done just dialoguing with spirit, but I never have leaned into group energy with women, and I have seen more healing in group energy with women through just because my personal experiences is the retreats I've led in the last 12 years, 13 years, 15 years. And it's remarkable when women start sharing, some of the session work is super important because it's private and you just got to dig deep enough to get through it. And I need that focus with people. And so sometimes people will work one-on-one with me for a while, or they'll do a deep intensive. And then, you see like exponential growth from that. And that's true. But our daily lives, we need the support of women. And we haven't been trained. We don't trust women. That's why most all of you have had a hard time coming into the group, because we haven't trusted each other, especially women we don't know. But I would say I trust women I don't know, but that are attracted to the same spirituality more than I trust anybody, I think. The way I've seen women heal, especially in person on retreats. The downloads are amazing. Then the shares and the vulnerability of people seeing each other's pain and the wisdom that comes forth from those shares, it's so real. So this is an ongoing retreat, and take the time to heal, because if you look at the astrology, it's intense right now. It's like we're really going towards something. Even if you just look at the logistics of how technology is changing so fast. I mean, things aren't really human anymore. That's going to have a huge impact. Hang on to the humanity of sharing. Hang on to the humanity of being witnessed. Reveal yourself to your partner, and you can't until you start getting really safe with your own brokenness, because it's too much to ask a woman who's been so self-reliant, hey, rely on your partner. You're not going to until you really trust that you can face and know where your brokenness is, where it's likely to come up. There's got to be an element of safety that you trust yourself. And so today I just really want to tell you, just really want you to know, we want to be that rock for you as you're discovering how you can stand in your feminine more and be a better partner to yourself and your own partnerships and the partnerships you form with your friends and your children and your family. So think about your brokenness today in this like lovely neutral space, and make sure while you're doing it that you add your breath, lengthen your breath. And if you really have some time, take out your journal. It's kind of hard for a lot of us to do that journal part. It's not necessary. You might be great at dialoguing with spirit once you get this all going. But let us know, what are you coming up against? Did you have any dreams? Like maybe you got no answers, but you had a really poignant conversation after that. You're like, wow, like did my conversation with myself elicit this rando conversation with this other person? You're going to see that the more deeper you get in revealing yourself to yourself with the most honesty possible and absolute acceptance for who you are, and knowing there's going to be a process. We're not really here. Some instant healing is amazing, and I have to say I get a bit addicted to it from my work because I do see spontaneous healings a lot. But I have a real appreciation for the grace that comes from process. So enjoy the process. And I really enjoy you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being with me. And thank you for being with the question of where's my brokenness? How is it revealing itself to me? And how do I just witness it? Whether I get a path in or out of it, how do I just be the witness of my own brokenness? It's going to take you somewhere, and I want to hear about it.